just talked about it. Here we go. Thank you.
Well, I think we're super happy to announce the investments from Verdane and Filian and also from IKEA of 110 million euros into future sustainable circular furniture and driving the circular model to the next step. So we're super happy to pleased to have you on board, and we're actually announcing this today. So it's a major achievement, and super happy to have you on board.
Thank you. No, we're super happy to join you, and it's not that often that you see a company circular in the B2B space. I think this is going to be a revolution, actually, and the fact that you have so much customer love. You're cheaper, you're more flexible, you're more convenient, and you're way more sustainable. I think that's just fantastic, and sort of underpins the 20% month-by-month growth that you had for 2 years, which I think is just fantastic. And on circularity, I think was a core thing for us because we are an impact fund, right? And the fact that you can prolong the lifespan of furniture from 6-7 years to 20 to 30 years, and you can document that, certify that, bring that into the customer's carbon footprint accounts. I think that's just fantastic.
Well, no, I think it's been a fantastic journey for me as an entrepreneur, and see how can I contribute by creating a more circular society as a whole. And if we are, the first stepping stone of actually doing this at scale, I think it's super interesting. And then, of course, we've received enormous amount of love. I think, we have more than 600 clients on board. I think we've been in market now for maybe 14-15 months. And we've gone from 0 to 30 million euros in annualized subscription revenues. Just shows that people are really looking for something that is circular and that doesn't, where you don't buy things and you throw them out and go to waste. And and it becomes cheaper because if you don't own, you can circulate to others, which makes it affordable for more. So I think we're both cheaper and we're fully sustainable and circular. So yeah, super happy to be on this journey, and I think we're going to be one of the largest furnishing company in the world that doesn't own furniture.
Yeah, we certainly hope so, right? And I guess we would never do this if it wasn't for the fantastic management team. So we're doing this because we're backing you guys, right? And your co-founder Anders, coming from a background in IKEA, yourself from Skype and IKEA, investing alongside IKEA and sort of the H&M founders office. I think this is a powerful constellation of actually making this happen, and we got to make it happen. It's as Verdane, we have been working with reuse model for a long time. So we own Momox, the largest platform in Europe on reuse clothing and books. Now with 200-300 million euros in revenue. Swappy, the same for electronics, reused electronics, Fixer in food, and now Nornorm. So I'm super excited to make this happen.
Well, yeah, I think this is going to be a huge transformation for the whole industry as a whole. And being an internet entrepreneur and, spending a lot of time in the computer science perspective and the internet revolution, I think the sustainability change is actually going to have a bigger impact on society as a whole than the internet revolution. And I think we're going to see enormous amount of change and a lot of legacy companies not enabling to actually do the change and transformation that they need to do.
That's a big statement, bigger than the internet revolution.
Yeah, well, I think the consumers are already looking at it, and I think when we saw the internet revolution, I saw it in a modem very early on and said, okay, this is going to change the world, but if we do not change the function of where we want to go, I think we as a planet will not survive. So we dramatically need to think and out-change the linear model that everyone is doing, where you're basically just selling things and then dumping it in waste. Everyone's talking today about carbon emissions, but I think we're going to talk a lot about biosphere and also product responsibility. I think in 10 years' time, you're not going to be allowed to sell a TV if you don't take 100% product responsibility. You'll need to take it back and secure that you don't dump it in Africa somewhere. So I think, we have a huge change coming into society, and I think consumers will demand it. But why? Why did you invest in the end? It's a young company, and we're in a very niche.
Yeah, but I mean, as I said, fantastic management, right? It's they always want to back good teams. We believe in you, and we believe in this revolution, and so we want to be a part of it. It's I think at the end of the day, beyond sort of the customer love, beyond the growth, beyond sort of the fact that this will be it's already a global company. I think that's it's all about circularity really, because we are true believers in that revolution. We're sort of alluding to it all the time. But look, if we can prove to the customers that this is the best way that you, as an office owner, can sort of improve your carbon footprint, then I think we have the best value proposition around. And I would put it to you, why, as an office owner, as a big corporate, as a sort of a property developer, why would you buy furniture anymore? Why is there any reason?
No, I don't think so anymore. And I think we got the love, from the bookings, the Netflix, the everyone that understood the AWS kind of subscription model, the Netflix, the Uber model. But what we see now is the biggest growth is actually coming from landlords that actually come to the conclusion that customer wants to rent building with furniture on top. And you've seen the WeWorks, the IWG, the Regus actually grow enormously. But this is actually where the big growth is coming, and we're just trying to keep up with that growth. But also I think the pandemic really has put this on the point of saying, okay, how do you work? And how do you spend your time at home in the office? So I think we're in more of a perfect storm. It's the circularity as we started out, then it's more what is the future of work? And then also the real estate sector needs to rethink how they can actually deploy things in a different way. They have been, and I think what we see right now is we're going to see an unbundling from the concrete against the service offering, a bit like Apple unbundled the internet from the iPhone and saying, okay, now everybody can enjoy. And I think you're going to see that much more service offerings in buildings. So yeah, we're super happy.
That's great. And then, so as Verdane, as sort of growth and scale up specialists, we love that. But look, 110 million euros, that's a big number. What are you going to use all this money for?
Well, we're trying not to use that much. I think one of the big criteria is you had, guys, that we were profitable, and we're actually profitable in all markets. So we're disrupting a very old and legacy industry, and I think that was one of the cases. So I think now it's more about securing, world domination, and especially driving Europe. And then we're rolling into a new round for actually the US. We already have clients there and we're opening up in Austin with Netflix and Miro. So, we're trying to follow in the suit of our own clients. But that's where we're going to use the money for. But most importantly is to drive and be, a great success for the circular economy, because if we can prove that this can be done at scale, I think there's a lot of new models that will follow and do it at scale, and that eventually will have a huge impact on the world and on the planet as a whole.
Great, hear.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you. And one last thing, if you are an investor and you have portfolio companies, secure that they don't buy a lot of expensive furniture that they're going to throw out when they move, because nobody really knows what's around the corner. Either it's a success and they need to grow much faster, or they need to close the company. So thank you for all. Remember Nornorm, we're fundamentally going to change the world, and we're happy to take up orders just outside.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations for
Thank you.
an amazing round.
Thank you.
Eric,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much.